I am holding the standard deck plan of a massive cruise ship. You see thousands of rooms. They all look the same, right? But on the screens of the reservation department, some of these rooms are marked with a red code. We call these the ghost cabins or the reject list. These are the rooms that are the last to sell or never sell, even when the ship is 100% full. Experienced cruisers would never step foot in them, no matter the price. So, who do the cruise lines sell these defective goods to? That is where you come in. They send you that shiny email. Bid to upgrade. Upgrade to a suite for only $200. You think you won the lottery. In reality, you are the victim who just voluntarily purchased the worst located room in the company's inventory. I'm Carolyn Morgan. Today, I am going to expose the mathematics and psychology behind RoyalUp, MoveUp, and other bidding systems. Why will that cheap room actually cost you a fortune? And what is the 2-minute mock booking test you must do before you ever click that button? Get ready to protect your wallet. Let's begin. Before we dive in, comment below which state or country you are watching from, and don't forget to subscribe. The bidding system is not a charity. First, let's break the illusion. Cruise lines are not charities. They did not send you that email to be nice. The name of this system is Inventory Yield Management. The logic is simple. Some rooms on the ship are highly desirable, midship balconies. Some rooms are unsellable, suites at the very front, rooms under the nightclub. The company wants to get your beautiful midship balcony room back. Why? Because they can resell that room to a last-minute buyer for full price. To get you out of that room, they offer you the unsold, distressed suite as a carrot. When you bid and win, the company takes extra money from you. They resell your old, perfect room to someone else for top dollar. They filled the defective suite that was going to remain empty. The house always wins. But what do you lose? The location trap, the risk of guaranteed cabins. The biggest secret of upgrade auctions is this: you forfeit the right to choose your cabin. When you bid, you only choose the category, e.g., junior suite. You do not get to choose where on the ship that suite is located. This is where the ghost list comes into play. If a suite is still empty 1 week before sailing, there is a reason. That reason is usually one of the following. Under the nightclub, that suite vibrates with bass until 2 a.m. Under the pool deck, you will wake up at 5 a.m. to the sound of crew members dragging deck chairs across your ceiling. Over the anchor, the bow. Every time the ship docks, it sounds like an earthquake is happening in your room. Motion sickness. The very front and very back of the ship feel the waves the most. Months ago, you carefully selected a midship, stomach-friendly room. Just for a little more luxury, you might trade that room for a luxury suite, where you will spend the entire vacation holding a motion sickness bag. Remember, the second you win the bid, your old room is deleted. There is no going back. The mathematical illusion, the X2 rule. Dragging that slider left and right on the bidding screen is fun, isn't it? The screen says minimum bid $200. You say, awesome, I'm getting a suite for only $200. But did you read the small gray text at the bottom? Per person tar based on double occupancy. In the cruise world, even if you are staying in the room alone, pricing is almost always based on 2 people. So that $200 you see on the screen is actually $400. If there is a 3rd or 4th person in the room, like children, usually you only pay taxes for them, but sometimes the bidding system charges for them too, depending on the line. To avoid shock when your credit card statement arrives, always multiply the number you see by 2 before you click the bid button. Then ask yourself, the money I paid for my current room plus this $400, what does that total equal? Maybe for that total price, you could have just booked the suite selectively in the first place. The power meter lie and the algorithm's secret. Now, I want to expose the biggest psychological manipulation on that bidding screen, the bid strength meter. You see a needle or a gauge. When your bid is low, the needle is in the red or poor zone. As you increase the price, the needle slowly moves to yellow, then green, and finally to the strong zone. This needle is a casino toy designed to trigger the reward center in your brain. It makes you compete against yourself, not other passengers. Here's the truth. That needle pointing to strong does not guarantee you will win, and poor does not mean you will lose. Because the algorithm doesn't just look at the money, the algorithm looks for the domino effect. Here's the secret nobody tells you. Before the system accepts your bid, it asks this question: how fast and for how much can I resell the room this passenger is vacating? Let's look at an example. Let's say you are currently holding a highly sought-after midship balcony room, and you place a low bid for an upgrade. The system might snatch up your offer instantly. Why? Because it wants your beautiful room back to sell it to a last-minute customer for full price. The system doesn't care about your low bid. The real profit is in reselling your old room. But let's say you are currently in an inside cabin and you place a high bid for an upgrade. The system might reject you. Why? Because the ship is full and there is nobody waiting to buy your windowless inside cabin. So, winning or losing depends more on what room you are currently in than how much money you offer. If your room is valuable, bid low. The system is desperate to get it back. Do not let the red needle fool you into throwing money away. There is one other major danger: the obstructed view trap. Upgrade categories often say ocean view or veranda, but they don't explicitly say unobstructed. You win the bid, you run to your room, you throw open the curtains, and you are staring at a massive orange lifeboat. You can't see the ocean. You only see the lifeboat's engine. Technically, is it a room with a window? Yes. But because nobody bought it during the normal sale, it was dumped into the bidding pool. The company didn't lie, but they didn't tell the whole truth. 30% of the rooms in the auction pool have views blocked by metal machinery. Point of no return and perk stripping, you won the bid. The email arrives: congratulations, you've been upgraded. In that moment, you are happy. But 5 minutes later, you check the deck plan and realize your new room is right next to the elevator shaft. You call customer service: I changed my mind, I want my old room back. The answer will be cold and clear: no. The millisecond your bid was accepted, your old room was automatically dropped back into the inventory pool and likely sold to someone on the waiting list. You are now the owner of that noisy suite. No cancellations, no refunds. Also, beware of perk stripping. Some cruise lines, like Norwegian Cruise Line, have a rule for bid upgrades. You do not get the promotions that normally come with that suite. For example, someone who bought that suite at full price might get a free beverage package. You might not, because you bought it at a discount. Your key card says suite, but in the system, you are coded as bid upgrade. Even your loyalty points might be credited based on your original room category, not the new suite. The mock booking test. So, should you never bid? No. Just don't bid blindly. There is one specific step you must take before bidding. We call this a mock booking. Open your computer. Go to the cruise line's website. Find your specific ship and sailing date. Proceed as if you are buying a brand new ticket. Look and see. Are there still available rooms in the category you want to bid on, e.g., Junior Suite? If yes, which rooms are empty? If the only 2 empty rooms are at the very front of the ship, do not bid, because the room you win will 100% be one of those 2. Also, check the price. Sometimes close to sailing, cruise lines do a last-minute fire sale. Maybe the difference between your current room and the suite on the website is the same as your bid amount, $500. If you pay for an upsell, paying the difference on the website or phone, you get to pick your room. If you do it through the auction, you don't. If the price is similar, always call and upgrade manually. Never bid. Conclusion: don't gamble. In summary, upgrade auctions are a method for cruise lines to get rid of risky inventory. If you are flexible and say, I don't care where I sleep, I just want a bigger room, then place a low bid and try your luck. But if you value your sleep, if you are afraid of seasickness, Or if you want a specific location, do not click that button. The great balcony room you already have is more valuable than the noisy suite you don't know. In the next video, we are getting off the ship completely. We are entering another massive industry where cruise lines use fear to take your money, shore excursions. I will explain the port mafia system and how they sell you a $50 tour for $150. Subscribe, protect your wallet, and think twice before you bid.